Welcome to Beginning to Blend, a new Blender-centric video series focusing on two methods of modeling in Blender. I'm your host and guide, JoRaSe, and I hope you'll stick around for the duration of these videos. So last time on Beginning Blend, we did the basic book model using a block or cube, however you want to call it. And today we're going to do the book model again, only this time we're going to use what I like to call Vertex tracing mode. So let's go ahead and hit the Tab key to get out of edit mode, which is where we left off with our book model. And now we're going to go in down here at the bottom, where you have all these little boxes, and we want to select the second layer. So we just click on this second box, and now we have nothing showing up. That means our work area is clear, but the other model is still there, and we can see that by pressing the Shift button and clicking on the first layer box, and it pulls it right back. So we just want to be in the clear second layer, and we're going to hit the 3 key on the numpad, and this pulls us into our background reference image. And what we're going to do is, working with this top part first, just go ahead and move the center up. We want to add in a plane. Now we hit the Tab key to go into edit mode. Down here we want to make sure Vertex select is active, and the way to be sure that it is active, we can see little dots. These are the vertices. Since it's a plane, there are going to be 4 of them. I'll just show all 4 of them are there now. So we don't really need the plane, so we're just going to select everything with the A key, and then hit the X key on the keyboard, and we want to delete vertices. The reason we did this was to have an empty model container. I guess would be the best way to describe it. And what that does is it allows us to place vertices and connect them, if we so choose, wherever we want, like so. Just delete that. And now we can actually get to the building of the model. And I will start right up here at the top. So we've got 1 in. And what we're going to do is put the vertex in, then deselect it. And I guess I'll finish this area first. We're just going to keep doing this all the way down. Once we get that far, we can then go to the other end, putting in a vertex and then deselecting it. And this one kind of went a bit high, so I'm going to just nudge it down into place by clicking and dragging on the Z-axis. Same thing with this one, just down a little bit. The none that displayed on the key display down here in the left was due to me hitting a button on the keyboard that does no action. So it recorded no action and it set it on the screen. So now everyone out there knows that I am not always hitting the right button all the time. So there we have our first section. And if we go and hold down the scroll wheel or middle mouse button, depending on what kind of mouse you have, you can see it's all flat, which is how we want it to be. So hit the 3 key to go back to side view. Actually, what we need to do is hit the 7 key to go into top view. And like last time, it needs to be rotated to the side, so hit the tab key to go back into object mode, hit the R key, and then 90. And that will rotate it 90 degrees. That gets it angled properly. Now we want to tab back into edit mode, select everything, and drag this down to the first dotted line. And now we want to duplicate this entire set of vertices. And to do that, we press the Shift key and the D key, and then hit Enter. And now we can drag this duplicated set, all the way up to the top dotted line, like so. Now, for the next bit, all we need are the outer vertices. These, and these as well. Now we can hit the Shift and D key again to duplicate everything. And this, we want to slide it down to the very edge. So we get something that looks like this. And we want to do the same on the other side. So hit the Z key to go into wireframe view. Select that outer set of vertices, go into top view with the 7 key on the numpad, press Shift and D to duplicate, Enter to lock it in place, and then slide it up on the Y-axis all the way to the top edge. There we go. Now to begin piecing it all together. Starting from the side view, we want to go into solid mode, or solid view, so press the Z key again. And let's start. I will start with the actual start from over here again. And we may need to flip the normals. You can still see the background image through there. If we hit the W key on the keyboard, go down to where it says flip normals and hit it, you can see it's now solid, and that's what we want. So now we select those two and bring it all the way down and grab these two, put a face in, and now it looks darker like that because the normal on this one is facing us, but the normal on this one is going the opposite direction, or at least is trying to. Or I'm forgetting what I'm doing, which is exactly the case. Okay. Let's try that again. Clear everything out. We only want these and these. Being sure we're no longer in wireframe mode. I mistakenly put it back into wireframe. Check it to make sure we just have those two, and we do. So now we can put a face in with the F key. And we need to flip the normals. Now that we've done that, we can just carry it down all the way. And just keep building faces. Select with the A, and then clicking and dragging and releasing the left mouse button, then pressing the F key to actually put the face in, and then deselect. So it's B to bring up box select mode, grab all 4 vertices, hit the F key, and I'm going to just slide it over so we can see. And now hit the A key to deselect. Here's another face, so B key, drag and grab. Hit the F key to put the face in, and the A key to deselect. And we're just going to keep doing that all the way down. Something was up with the controls there. Keyboard shot out 7 A presses, but I only pressed it twice. Oh well. So we just keep doing this all the way across. Drag our view over. Grab these, build the face. So there we have that. And now we don't need the upper ones anymore, all the way across. So we're going to, and I know I could have cleared these out earlier, but some cases it's easier to go ahead and have everything in place beforehand, just so it's there. So with this, all we want are the inner ones, so we're going to deselect all of the outer ones. Reverse that. We want the outer ones deleted, so we want to deselect the inner ones. Now we hit the X key on the keyboard and delete vertices, and it wipes them out. And we've got 2 still with the outer ones that we don't need, and it's these 2. So we're just going to delete those. Get back in the right view. And now we're going to build this inner edge. So just starting right here, or then starting it around the top. Guess I'll keep doing that. And just get it into an angle where you can see everything you need to be working with. And adjust as needed. Now that we've got this portion tended to, let's go ahead and connect the what would be the pages in a real book. Just going about it the way we've gone about it with everything else. And if you ever get confused about which vertices you need to be worrying with, check the ones that you've already got selected, and the orange little trail along that edge will tell you exactly which one is connected. So like so. Then we get the last 2 there. And let's check that against our background image. That's looking good. So now we've got our side done. And to keep this within a reasonable time limit, I'm going to use a trick that I prefer on all models like this. If we press the 7 key, scroll up to this top set of vertices, press the Z key to be in wireframe, hit the B key and select all of these, and then delete them. And I know you're probably thinking, well, why am I deleting them? Because we're going to duplicate the faces that we just finished building. And by doing so, we're going to reduce the amount of overall time we have to spend on this. So we select the bottom set, press the Shift and D key on the keyboard, hit the Enter button, or Enter key. Now we want to mirror this. So to do that, we're going to hit the Control and M key, and then we want to hit the Y key because we want to flip it on the Y axis. So there we go. And we can move it up to where it should be, like so. And now if we hit the Z key and look at it, this first one looks okay, but oh, why is it doing that? Well, the reason it's doing that is because the normals got flipped when we flipped or mirrored the model piece. Let's see. I will turn normals on just so you can see what I'm talking about. And increase the size. So we look at the one that's done correctly. They're all pointing to the left, except for these that are going top to bottom and over here all the way around. Over here, it's reversed. And so to fix that, we just want to make sure we're in wireframe mode and select this entire set again. Hit the W key on the keyboard and flip normals. And that puts them in the correct position, just like the other side. So I will now turn normals off, but I just wanted you to be able to see that. Alright, so now we're going to connect up the two halves really easily. Just put in those faces. Now let's do these inner ones before we go any further. Just keep going until we get all the way around. Okay, I did not mean to do that, but you can see I have ripped these vertices. So I'm just going to hit the Control and Z key to undo that, and once more to have it all linked back the way it should be. The B key and V key are very close together, and they do what could potentially be described as traumatically different things in Blender. So it is advisable to be very careful with them. Now I've had to go into wireframe here because in solid view, even though you can see through these, you are unable to select through them like you can in wireframe. So go back into wireframe with the Z button and grab these last 4 vertices and put in that face. Now it's just the outer part of the cover of the book. And right now I'm just making it a bit easier. You can leave one pair selected. So what I'm doing is putting the face in, pressing the B key, and just deselecting these back 2 by holding the mouse wheel or middle mouse button in and dragging, and then releasing, and that deselects. So then I'm just having to grab 2 instead of 4. It can make things go a bit quicker. And so we come to the conclusion, almost, of this way of doing the model. And I say almost because everything's not on a level line here, and the same up here at the top. And the way to fix that, first we go into wireframe by pressing the Z key. Then we want to select these 2 on the, or these vertices on the bottom, bring it all the way across and grab this set right here. Hit the S key, which is going to be the scale key, and then the Z, because we want to lock it in on the Z axis, and then 0 on the numpad. And that will flatten it out. As you can see, nice and flat. So we just want to do the same up here on the top. Grab those, come all the way over, grab these, and the S key on the keyboard, the Z key and the 0 key. And everything's locked in now, and we have another completed model. And let's load up the other one here, bring it in, and let's slide out the one we just made and give it a comparison. And there you have two books made in Blender. The one on the left is made using the basic cube and extrusion. The one on the right was made using the Vertice tracing method, where you trace the outline of the object in vertices and then connect them to get the final object. One has a bit more old, aged book look to it. The other has a more modern look to it. That's all for this session of Polygonal Art with JoRaSe. If you enjoyed what you saw, how about giving this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos from me. In the video description below, you'll find my Patreon link. Feel free to check it out. Now, on to the credits.